People think their kidneys rest while they sleep. In reality, the opposite is true. Even as your body settles into its deepest stages of rest, your kidneys continue working hour after hour, filtering waste, balancing fluids, regulating important minerals, and helping control blood pressure. It's one of the busiest overnight shifts in your entire body. Yet, what you eat in the evening can either support that natural process or make it more difficult. The surprising part is that many conversations about kidney health focus almost entirely on what you should avoid. Less salt, less processed food, less sugar, less sodium. Those recommendations are certainly important, but they often leave out another equally valuable question. Is there something you can add to your evening routine that may gently support healthy kidney function without making your body work harder? The answer isn't as simple as choosing the sweetest or most popular fruit. In fact, some fruits that are generally considered healthy may not be the best choice for everyone, particularly those with advanced kidney disease or certain medical conditions. On the other hand, several fruits contain compounds that may support blood vessel health, reduce inflammation, improve sleep quality, or help maintain healthy blood pressure, all factors that indirectly benefit the kidneys. Stay with me until the end because the final fruit is often recommended for urinary tract health, but it also comes with an important caution that many people never hear until after they've already started using it. Before we look at specific fruits, it's helpful to understand why nighttime nutrition matters in the first place. Your kidneys filter roughly 180 liters of blood-derived fluid every day. Most of that fluid is reabsorbed, while waste products leave the body as urine. During sleep, your kidneys continue adjusting sodium, potassium, acid levels, and water balance while also responding to hormones that naturally change throughout the night. Healthy sleep itself supports better blood pressure regulation, and blood pressure is one of the strongest long-term predictors of kidney health. According to current clinical guidelines, protecting the kidneys isn't only about the kidneys themselves, it's also about protecting the heart, blood vessels, blood sugar, and inflammatory balance throughout the body. That's why certain fruits deserve attention, not because they magically heal the kidneys, but because they support several systems that work together. Let's begin with tart cherries. Most people recognize tart cherries as a recovery food for athletes, but research has also explored another interesting property. Tart cherries naturally contain small amounts of melatonin, a hormone involved in regulating sleep. They also provide polyphenols, which are plant compounds with antioxidant activity. Better sleep may contribute to healthier overnight blood pressure patterns. Clinical research suggests that consistently poor sleep is associated with increased cardiovascular and kidney risks over time. While tart cherries are not a treatment for insomnia, incorporating a modest serving of unsweetened tart cherries or unsweetened tart cherry juice earlier in the evening may fit into a balanced dietary pattern for some people. However, portion size still matters. Juice contains concentrated natural sugars, so choosing unsweetened varieties and limiting the amount is generally preferable. If you have diabetes or chronic kidney disease, it's always wise to discuss serving sizes with your healthcare team. Next, come blueberries. If there were a fruit that consistently appears in discussions about healthy aging, blueberries would certainly be near the top. Their deep blue color comes from anthocyanins, natural pigments that also function as antioxidants. Research suggests these compounds may help reduce oxidative stress. Oxidative stress refers to damage caused when unstable molecules, called free radicals, outnumber the body's natural defenses. Over many years, excessive oxidative stress has been linked with cardiovascular disease, diabetes, and kidney damage. The kidneys rely on healthy blood vessels to receive adequate oxygen and nutrients. Anything that supports vascular health may indirectly support kidney function as well. Blueberries also tend to be relatively moderate in potassium compared with many tropical fruits, making them a practical choice for many people. That said, individuals with advanced kidney disease often receive personalized potassium recommendations, so even healthy foods may require adjustments. Now, here's something that often surprises patients. Strawberries provide an impressive combination of vitamin C, fiber, and antioxidants, while remaining relatively lower in potassium than several other commonly eaten fruits. This makes them attractive for many individuals who are trying to balance nutrition without significantly increasing potassium intake. Inflammation is another important piece of the puzzle. Chronic, low-grade inflammation has been associated with many diseases that eventually affect kidney function, including hypertension and type 2 diabetes. While no single food eliminates inflammation, dietary patterns rich in colorful fruits and vegetables consistently appear in research supporting healthier aging. Fresh strawberries also satisfy the desire for something naturally sweet without relying on heavily processed desserts. For many people, replacing an evening pastry with fresh berries may benefit both blood sugar control and overall calorie intake. Most people stop there, but there's another fruit that often gets overlooked because it's so familiar. Apples rarely receive the attention given to exotic superfoods, yet they remain one of the most practical choices available. One reason is fiber, especially a type called soluble fiber. Soluble fiber dissolves in water and forms a gel-like substance that can help slow the absorption of sugar and support healthy cholesterol levels. Better blood sugar control is especially important because diabetes remains one of the leading causes of chronic kidney disease worldwide. Apples also contain various polyphenols that researchers continue studying for their potential cardiovascular benefits. Eating the whole apple instead of drinking apple juice preserves the fiber and produces a slower rise in blood glucose for most people. That's a simple change that may have meaningful long-term benefits when repeated consistently. However, there's another interesting option for those looking beyond the usual choices. Grapes contain resveratrol, a naturally occurring compound that has attracted scientific interest for many years. Although laboratory research has been promising, human studies remain more mixed. That distinction is important because evidence from animal models doesn't always translate directly into clinical practice. Still, grapes offer hydration, antioxidants, and a satisfying alternative to processed nighttime snacks. Freezing small portions of grapes can also create a refreshing treat for individuals trying to reduce high-sugar desserts during warmer months. The key is moderation. Grapes contain natural sugars, and larger portions can add up quickly, especially for individuals managing diabetes. This is where things become even more interesting, because the next fruit doesn't receive much attention for kidney health directly. Instead, its greatest influence may begin somewhere else entirely. Raspberries are exceptionally rich in fiber. Your digestive system and your kidneys may seem unrelated, but modern research continues uncovering connections between gut health and overall metabolic health. A healthy gut microbiome, the community of beneficial bacteria living in your digestive tract, may influence inflammation, immune function, and even the production of certain waste compounds processed by the kidneys. Fiber helps nourish these beneficial bacteria while also supporting regular bowel function and healthier blood sugar responses after meals. Adding a handful of fresh raspberries to plain yogurt or oatmeal in the evening can be a simple way to increase fiber without dramatically changing your overall diet. Now let's look at a tropical fruit that often surprises people. Pineapple stands out because it contains bromelain, a mixture of natural enzymes primarily found in the stem and fruit. Bromelain has been studied for potential anti-inflammatory properties, although the evidence varies depending on the specific condition being investigated. While pineapple should never be viewed as a medical treatment, it can certainly be part of a balanced eating pattern, rich in vitamins, hydration, and naturally occurring antioxidants. Compared with several other tropical fruits, pineapple also contains a moderate amount of potassium, although serving size remains important. One helpful strategy is pairing pineapple with a source of protein, such as plain Greek yogurt, to create a more balanced evening snack that may help moderate blood sugar fluctuations. Now we've reached the fruit many people have been waiting for. Cranberries have earned a reputation for supporting urinary tract health, but understanding exactly what they do and what they don't do is essential. Clinical evidence suggests cranberry products may reduce the risk of recurrent urinary tract infections in certain individuals by making it more difficult for certain bacteria to attach to the lining of the urinary tract. That's very different from treating an active infection. If someone develops symptoms like fever, severe pain, or burning with urination, cranberry juice is not a substitute for medical evaluation or antibiotics when they're needed. There's another important consideration. Many commercially available cranberry juices contain significant amounts of added sugar. For people managing diabetes, excess sugar may outweigh potential benefits. Unsweetened cranberry products are generally the better option when appropriate. Cranberries may also interact with certain medications, including the blood thinner warfarin. Although evidence has been mixed, many physicians recommend discussing regular cranberry consumption with your healthcare provider if you take anticoagulant medication. That simple conversation can prevent unnecessary complications. At this point, you may be wondering whether there's an ideal bedtime combination rather than relying on just one fruit. For many healthy adults, a small evening snack could include a handful of blueberries, sliced apples with a small amount of unsalted nut butter if appropriate for their dietary needs, or plain yogurt topped with raspberries or strawberries. These combinations provide fiber, antioxidants, and a slower release of energy than highly processed sweets. The goal isn't to overload your digestive system before bed. It's to provide gentle nourishment while avoiding excessive sodium, added sugars, and large late-night meals that may interfere with sleep. I recently spoke with a patient in her early 70s, we'll call her Carol, who wanted to improve her kidney health after learning her kidney function had declined slightly with age. She assumed the solution would involve eliminating nearly everything she enjoyed eating. Instead, we focused on building healthier routines. She replaced her nightly cookies with a small bowl of mixed berries several evenings each week, paid closer attention to hydration during the day rather than drinking large amounts just before bedtime, improved her blood pressure management with her physician, and gradually became more physically active. Several months later, she wasn't celebrating a miracle cure because that's not how medicine works. But she slept better, felt more energetic during the day, maintained healthier blood sugar levels, and found it much easier to stay consistent with her overall nutrition plan. Her experience illustrates an important principle. Sustainable habits usually produce more meaningful long-term benefits than searching for one perfect food. That's perhaps the biggest lesson from everything we've discussed. There isn't a single best fruit for every person, every kidney, or every stage of life. The right choice depends on your overall health, medications, blood sugar, potassium needs, and the guidance of your healthcare team. However, evidence consistently supports dietary patterns rich in whole fruits, vegetables, fiber, and minimally processed foods as part of a lifestyle that promotes healthy aging and reduces many of the risk factors associated with kidney disease. If you remember only a few points, remember these. Focus on whole fruits instead of sugary fruit products whenever possible. Keep portions reasonable. Choose variety rather than relying on a single superfood. Prioritize good sleep, healthy blood pressure, regular physical activity, and blood sugar management, because all of these work together to protect your kidneys over time. And if you already have chronic kidney disease, reduced kidney function, diabetes, heart failure, or take prescription medications, especially those affecting potassium levels or blood clotting, speak with your healthcare provider or registered dietitian before making significant dietary changes. Personalized advice is always safer than general recommendations. Your kidneys quietly support you every hour of every day, including while you sleep. Small, thoughtful choices made consistently over months and years can help protect that remarkable work. If you enjoy evidence-based explanations that turn complex medical science into practical, everyday advice, consider subscribing so you don't miss future discussions. In our next video, we'll explore one of the most common evening habits that may quietly increase blood pressure overnight, and the simple changes many people can make to